point did you know that you were going to pursue a career in the music business?
Well, I had always loved music growing up, so as soon as I could crawl onto the piano bench and play my parents' piano, I knew that I loved music. And as soon as I started putting words to the songs I'd play on the piano, my parents put me in choir, and I started getting solos in church, and I absolutely loved it. So I guess you could say I realized that singing and playing piano were things that I wanted to do at some point in my life. I just didn't know how. At a certain point, I guess in high school, I realized I was talented enough to actually pursue it as a career, and decided that somehow, some way, I would pursue a career in music. So I went to college, and here I am pursuing my country music career in Los Angeles.
You went to college in San Diego, where there's a great music scene. What prompted you to move back to Los Angeles?
I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I went to University of California, San Diego to do communication because at that point in my life I felt like going to school was a safe thing to do. So I got my education, graduated with a degree, and I can't explain it, but I listened to my intuition and it told me to move back to Los Angeles. There's a great music scene in San Diego, no doubt, but something told me that I needed to be in LA, so packed my bags and moved back.
Who and what are your musical influences?
This is a tough one. So I listen to everything that kind of pulls emotion from me. I listen to a lot of soul, from Ray Charles to Etta James, Aretha Franklin, to as far as writing goes, I love Miranda Lambert. I look to her for inspiration to write. I love Carrie Underwood's vocal styles. I listen to Ray LaMontagne, Adele. So anything that really pulls emotionally from me, I listen to and somehow put that all into one thing when I sit down at the piano and figure out how it comes out. It doesn't always make sense, but...
You recently went to Nashville to record your songs. How was that experience for you?
Amazing. It was amazing. I had never been to Nashville, and I never really actually thought I was going to make it to Nashville until I got asked to record some songs for a songwriter. So it was unbelievable. It was like a whirlwind. I showed up in Nashville. I went to Baird Music Group Studios, and for 3 days, spent time with the studio session players and sang my songs, and I can't even describe it. It was like a dream, being in the studio with these players who play for Reba McEntire and Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw, and they're playing my songs like that was just what they did. So it was a dream come true for sure.
Can you describe your songwriting process and what inspirations you draw upon?
My songs usually come from stories, from my life. I'll have a conversation with my best friend about our love stories gone wrong, and out of that I wrote a song called Nobody Wins, Dream Chaser. I wrote, I'm sitting in my room, my apartment, thinking, where am I? What am I doing with my life? And what would it be like to be out on the road and be alone and chase dreams? And it literally, I honestly can't say where it just comes. Sometimes it comes to me in my sleep. I'll listen to a song, I love the melody, and I'll sit down and try and write something that kind of evokes the same emotional feeling. I'm all about the feel. So usually it comes from where if I'm sad, that's like the best place to pull from, but pull it to something positive. Like, I'm sad, but I'm gonna keep going, and that's kind of what I try to do with my music.
What goes through your head when you're performing on stage, and what do you hope the audience takes away with them?
When I am performing on stage, I'm mostly thinking about the song and how I can best communicate it to the audience. The most important thing about music is to be able to express what you're saying and have your audience feel it. it all happens so fast too. After you're done with the song, you're like, is it over? Really? It's already over?
Another motel room, another show, another dinner to go, another song to write, another sleepless night, another heart broken on the road. I'm a long, long way from home. There's no turning back now. I've got so far to go. Dream chaser, go-getter, writing songs in hopes to make